We are now recording.
Oh, good.
We are now
Now
streaming.
we're live. So, sending out all the DM.
Welcome
All right.
back from
Thanks.
Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving with their family and friends. Welcome back. If you're joining us, and I hope you are, welcome to tonight's episode of the Holy Rollers, where just several of us Christians decided, you know what, we're gonna play D&D on Thursdays. So here we are. We'll start off like we usually do, and everybody's gonna roll for prayer. So
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 12.
I rolled a 5.
14.
Ooh,
11.
your real dice.
I rolled a 6.
Almost forgot my
You're
dice.
muted, Jesse.
So that's what you were sneaking in there to get.
I shouldn't be. I shouldn't.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go. I got you.
I was trying
Otherwise,
to
shout out to Jeffrey for a friend of mine. He's a friend of the show. He's been watching the show. He got me these dice because he remembered that Albus likes to carry honey for his suggestion spell. So he got me these honey-colored dice.
I love it.
That is
It comes
awesome.
in, it comes in a honey jar too. So
Oh,
That is so cool!
Oh,
I love it.
Oh, that's
that is
awesome.
gorgeous.
I may have to get
Love it.
some gold dragon dice.
Right? Yeah. So we actually played a little game over Thanksgiving called Left Right Center.
Okay.
I'll explain it some other time. But it gave me an opportunity to buy 3 more D6, which I was like, what? No, I don't have enough of those downstairs. Let's go buy more.
I mean, if there's ever a die for DM or player to have a lot of,
It's
the
D6,
D6.
without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely. So,
I mean, who doesn't want more dice?
Damage is 42 d6.
yeah, right? Oh boy, yeah, exactly. Alright, so with that, who's our high roll? I see Mara's got a 17.
Wow.
I think Mara takes it.
I think she does.
Mara takes the
Okay.
prayer.
Mara?
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
let me blind you with my forehead.
Hey, I'll be your backup dancer on that.
Right?
Dear God, thank you so much for this wonderful day. We thank you for allowing us to return once again to have fun and play together with friends and loved ones. And I just pray that you continue to work in our lives. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Oh boy, man, I missed you guys.
I
Miss
missed
you
you.
too.
We all did.
Missed you too.
This has been the most excruciating 2-week wait. Like, truly.
Yeah.
Right? It's felt like a month.
It
Yeah.
has. Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely. Yeah, it felt like such a long time since we played. So I'm gonna try to do my best to remember because I did not go back and watch where we were at. So where we left off was
Mara beating the crap out of Terrence.
Mara
Yeah.
almost putting Terrence through the bottom of the boat, which
Yeah.
still probably top 5 favorite moments of the campaign.
Gosh.
Outside of
I had
that,
so much fun doing that.
Yeah,
Muriel was able to probe the depths of Mara's mind. With the group's help, they were able to kind of eliminate the darker forces within Mara's head that were causing her to go into a blind rage. So I think we left off with Mara being kind of down, still down in the ship's hold, still
Mara
unconscious.
passed out.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mara fainted.
passed out, fainted, not unconscious in terms of like D&D unconscious, like she's not
Yeah,
making
me-
death saving rolls or anything like that.
Yeah,
went to
Muriel
her side.
and Raja is escorting Muriel up to the deck to get some assistance from Terrence, who is currently
I'd
getting
like-
back in armor.
Yeah, Terrence is it already got up there and is putting his armor on. He kind of left as quickly as he possibly could.
I roll a con check to see if I can like stand with the migraine I've got, and I rolled a 12. So I'm probably going to need a little bit of an assist, Raj.
I'm definitely giving you a shoulder at the very least. I was even going to offer to carry you if need be. Because
I
you
mean,
don't look
that
well.
I'm just
That would be dramatique, and I love it. But
Right? Yeah.
I did roll a solid 12, so I reckon
Yeah.
I can stand. For the record, I only took a few points of damage in that fight. The pain that is in Muriel's head right now is from having essentially done what no mage or very few mages are capable of, and that is hold spells both internally and externally, both concentration and both extremely difficult. And like there's a toll. Her head is splitting. Even though she's somewhat geared towards that, being the way I built her, it's not really a concept that's feasible, and this is new to her.
I'm gonna check to make sure Mara is breathing and that her heart's still beating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I leave, I would want to know that.
So
Albus, is she stable?
go ahead and make a Albus. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Medicine check, that is going to be a 13.
Okay. So as far as you can tell, she's still breathing. Definitely out of it.
I'm gonna try and revive her, like kind of smacking her face a little bit. Muriel, what happened in there?
Are you sure you want to do that?
A little bit, like just like not bam, just that like when you're trying to wake up,
So just some light taps, like hey.
Hey, what happened in there?
I encountered this dark shadow of Mara, and we fought. And although she tried very, very hard, she did not really hurt me, both, in the real world or in the mind. And I cast calm emotions on her repeatedly, and it seemed to be working because she went from this dark shadow of herself to the coloration of what we're used to seeing with Mara. And once she turned fully in the colors that we're used to seeing from her, she collapsed and started sobbing in her mind, and then I woke up here.
Okay, but why then isn't she awake? Why is she not waking up?
What happened to her was a lot. I'm assuming that this is her brain basically in its embers, and it needs a time to grow to a again.
Okay. So no brain scrabbling like we were talking about earlier.
As far as I know, but like we won't know fully until she wakes up. But I know that whatever dark part of her was causing her to lose control, it's not going to be a problem, I hope, anymore.
Aja, can you go into the corner over there? There's those boxes we had in my workshop. There's a couple of vials and there's my herbs over there. Can you grab me my herbs, please?
I'll sit on the stairs and just cradle aching head.
All right. So while everybody's kind of off and out and about doing their thing, the ship is now coming fairly close to the island that you could see in the horizon. So Joffrey, I'm gonna have you make a survival check, and yeah, let's do survival, and let's make sure that you're not gonna run the ship aground.
Is going to be a 21.
All right. So in the fanciest form that you've ever seen, the ship basically drifts on its side and comes to a nice stop, probably a good, I would say, 50 yards from shore. Definitely in the shallows now, but close enough.
Morris, could you be a dog and get the weigh the anchor? We're going to need to park it right here.
Of course.
Thank you kindly. Also, could you check downstairs? I want to make sure there's no holes in my ship.
All right, I'll make sure of that.
Terrence
Thank you.
calls over. You don't need to look.
I mean, if
Only
there's
one.
God. I'm gonna. All right. In that case, after I weigh anchor, I'm gonna go downstairs and see what I can do about that hole. I think
I'm going to. And
I have-
Muriel some
Terrence
food,
yells
man.
over to Devlin, "Hey, Devlin, don't worry. The bottom just needs a mop. Shouldn't be too bad."
Okay.
He broke it with his face. So.
It was my
Brandon.
hand that broke it, not no other part.
It's a miracle we're afloat, really.
Yes.
Yeah, all encouraging things. When Amaris goes downstairs, based upon the questions I sent you, does it look like an inhabited island or does it look like it is just an island?
Make a perception check. You're close enough to shore now that you might be able to see something.
Ooh, nat 20 for a total of
Wow.
26.
Okay, so
Anything?
as you get closer to the shore, you see what appears to be a few shipwrecks that have kind of washed upon shore. There appears to be, it looks like some type of tribal markings that are kind of adorning the beach. And there is a, you can definitely tell just from looking that kind of you see smoke billowing up through the trees, and through the trees you're able to make out kind of these to a point tents, if you will. So without a doubt, definitely inhabited.
Very well. It stays up. I'm taking a risk. It stays up.
What, staying up?
You know what? It stays up.
Oh, got it.
Hey, Brandon,
Yes.
are we still doing the thing or?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
All right.
I have so many things that I had to keep track of.
So much secret stuff. It's like you guys don't trust each other.
No, they trust each other. They just don't trust the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Brandon, is it okay if Terrence is in a mood?
I mean, when it so A, when is he not? But B, yeah,
I think the beating should allow it. So.
right.
You know, his fractured nose, I would think, would put anybody in a mood.
Well, actually, at this point, I've got a pimple. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you kind of egged it on yourself.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's putting Terrence in the biggest mood.
You signed up for it.
Is that I knew what I was getting and that I had to, and that I egged it on, which is completely against my character. So I'm probably having to deal with that a little bit. But I also wanted to do a check to see if I figured out that Mara and Terrence are related. And I can't remember which one it is.
Let's do a history check on that.
A history check.
Oh, goodness.
There's unfortunately there's not
Oh no.
Wow.
so unfortunately
19 total.
so a 19 total. Terrence is starting to suspect,
Only suspect.
but he only suspects.
Oh my god.
I think it's probably more caused by the confusion set on by how oblivious Mara is with it as well.
Yeah.
Just the questions that she kept asking might have thrown you off just enough.
Yes, you hit your head hard enough on the bottom of the boat.
That's right.
Something knocked loose.
Apparently, I couldn't heal that.
Alright, so, Albus, you were getting your herbs.
I had Raja hand me my herbs.
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna use. I'm gonna give Muriel some feverfew and some mint for her head. I'm gonna try and take some of the stronger smelling ones and just put it under Mara's nose and wake her up using that.
Thank you, love. I start packing my pipe with it.
It's not like I'm not able to do anything. It's just to see if I could wake her up. It's not.
Got it. Okay. All right. So,
Smelling salts.
I'm gonna have you do one more medicine check.
Natural 20.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
So that's
Where was this last session?
Right. Yeah.
That's 5 with 25.
So, so for a brief moment, Mara's eyes open, and at that point, she kind of takes a fairly deep breath. Her eyes roll back in her head, and for the slightest of minutes, you do not detect any type of breathing. And with that, Mara will be right back.
No.
Wait,
Oh, no,
what?
no, no.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You
Hold on,
What
I
have I
have
done?
in the dark, Mara.
So hello there.
Oh, hello.
Alright, so kick on your... You'll have to re-click on your camera because you're down in another channel now.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
So click on... Open Discord, click on Session VC2. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I figured it out. Okay, we're
Yeah,
good.
nailed it. Alright.
Yes.
So...
I'm real excited for this.
Yes,
I'm ready
yeah.
for the drama.
So at this point, you're kind of having this out of body experience, and
Mhm.
you're kind of wondering about in your own mind. Very similar planescape as with the battle with Muriel in your mind, kind of this open, very shallow water area. Kind of these gray, kind of swirling clouds, if you will, that just continually circle as you're looking at the just kind of around. Actually, give me just a second here so I can. This transition. Perfect. All right. So, you're standing and you look over, and there's the other version of yourself, the one formerly known as Dark Mara. So she is ever present in your own mind. Of course, that's kind of where she lives. So you're kind of in her world. Yeah, I'll let you.
That's kind of terrifying.
Right? Yeah. So at this point, any question that you ask Dartmara, you're kind of asking to yourself.
Where are we? Like, I don't recognize this place at all.
So she doesn't have the tick that she did during the fight. She just looks at you and says, "We're in your mind."
It's a lot more watery than I anticipated, I guess. So then who are you?
So, as you say that it's too watery, you watch as the water just completely rushes out. And you're now in a city. And you're very familiar with this city. It looks like your home city. But there's no one on the streets. It's just you and her.
Okay, what just happened? Like, why are we here now? Like, I know this is our hometown, but where is everybody?
And she just smiles and says, "You seem like you'd be more comfortable here."
I don't know what that means. Why do you think I would be more comfortable here?
Because we both know that you're more comfortable here than you were in the water.
Okay, fair enough. So what are we doing? Like,
You guide
hmm?
you guide me. I just follow.
My gosh.
So
Okay.
make a perception check for me. Yes, I'm making you perceive things in your own mind.
How about a 12?
12, luckily it's in your own mind, so it doesn't really take much. As you look around and you take stock, you notice the temple that you're very familiar with,
Uh,
and it looks almost like the temple that you grew up in, but for some reason it looks a little bit different.
okay, so Mara would definitely find this curious and she would try to walk up to the temple and go in.
Okay. Yeah, so as you make your way, and it's really interesting because as you're looking at it, it appears to be far away, but as soon as you start walking, not even at a fast pace, it just seems like everything is moving by super quickly. So as you're walking, just all of a sudden this building it's just right here. So it takes no time, and there you are. As you walk up to the door, go to put a hand on it, and before your hand even touches, just the doors just both come open into the inside.
Okay, do I sense anything? Do I feel anything?
Um, not really.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I walk in and I look around.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So as you start walking in, there are it's just this massive building reminiscent of mid-century cathedrals. So just this massive arching ceiling, gorgeous stained glass, just rows and rows and rows of pews, and just this major altar that sits at the very front. And as you're walking through, you're able to hear muffled talking. Make another perception check, and let's see if you can gather anything from it.
A 10.
Oh, yeah. It's enough that you recognize that the voice that you're hearing kind of reminds you of Terrence's voice, but you can't make out what he's saying.
Okay, so I would immediately try to look around for him because by this point, I know that my friends aren't here and I'm a little like upset by that because like I can't figure out where they're at. So I'm gonna just be like looking around trying to find Terrence as well.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah. Mhm.
So as you, so you start kind of making your way, looking around, and you eventually kind of look up toward the altar, and there is this figure, that's kneeling before the altar, and you can't make out more than it's a human form. That's about it from what you can tell.
Okay, so I will not quietly, but slowly walk up to this person and see if I can like get their attention, kind of try to figure out what's going on. Um, but Mara knows that she's not in the real world, right?
Yes.
Or does she not know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so you and trailing very closely behind you, being, I don't want to call her
My-
Dartmar because she's not Dartmar anymore.
My shadow.
Your
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Inner Rage Mara
Mhm.
is following closely behind, and as you come to the backside of this person, you keep hearing Terrence's voice as you're getting closer and closer, and you get close enough that everything just goes silent. And as this figure turns around, you immediately notice that at first it's not Terrence.
Mhm.
It is it's hard to put into words what you are seeing. Just rays of this just majestic, empowering, loving light are just emanating from this being. For now, from what you can't really make out a face per se, but looking upon the face brings you this sense of peace and love and joy that you don't know that you've ever experienced.
So looking at the face, I feel like she would feel like she should be freaking out, but like with the peace, with the peace washing over her, I think it would basically just like bring tears to our eyes, basically, and she just look at him in a very quiet voice and be like, "Who are you?"
So, as you ask this question, you don't get an audible answer, but from with kind of deep inside your mind, where you are, but
Mind within my mind.
your mind within your mind,
Oh,
you get this sense of righteousness, and you get, we'll call it a sense of purpose, if you will. And
purpose.
yes, and
Okay.
you feel on your shoulder a hand from behind you. So it's other Mara, if you will.
Okay.
So as you turn around, the other Mara just is smiling ear to ear. Tears are now streaming down her face. And just with kind of these last parting words says, "It's okay. You don't need me anymore." And just kind of as dust.
Oh. So Mara's definitely a little surprised by that. But she's also like confused about the other person that's in front of her.
So at this point, remember that
So-
you have turned to look at other Mara, who is now vanished.
Okay,
So-
so I would. She would definitely be in a little bit of shock, but then she would like immediately turn around to see if the other person is still there.
So as you turn, the other being is no longer there.
Oh, geez, I'm all alone.
And while you are alone, you just have this overwhelming sense of joy within you. And as you kind of stare there at the altar, you hear just this voice, and this one is audible, and you do hear it, and it's kind of whispery. It gets louder, then back to a whisper, and it just says, "Seek me, for I have a place for you."
Who are you, and where do I find you?
And
Like when I'm out of here.
so at that point, there's no other. That was it. Like, you can hear your own echo within.
So at this point, would Mara kind of like realize internally that she would probably need to talk to Terrence at some point when she figures out how to get out of here? Or like does she
I'm gonna say, because of where you're at right now, I'm gonna have you make a religion check, and
somehow I have a +5 in religion?
hey,
I got a 9. Oops.
so you know that based on you being in a temple and being born in a temple, or raised in a temple rather, you weren't born in a temple. It's probably not a bad idea to have a conversation with Terrence, but you're not sure why you need to have this conversation with Terrence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think that wraps us up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna move you back up, and you'll have to turn your camera. You'll have to click on VC1 and cut your camera back on once you're up there.
Okay, do you want me to leave it on or like just kind of I know that Mara's not technically there, but
Oh yeah, you can leave it on. It's fine.
okay.
I do like
We're back.
several.
Look at that.
Oh,
They're back.
okay.
And they're back.
They're back.
We are back.
And scene.
Hold on, I have to fix things.
You two were gone for a hot minute.
We were.
Well, you're not crying. I guess it's okay.
Shut the door.
That's a devious smile.
Okay, so A, no one is dead.
Yay!
Yay!
E, there's no new holes in the ship.
That's right. Yeah, there's no new holes in the ship.
And we're not rolling up new characters.
And we're not rolling up new characters. So
Till she
So
comes upstairs and sees
as-
Terrence.
so as Albus, Albus, are you still over Mara or by Mara?
Yeah, I'm next to her. Like I'm still like in her face. Kinda.
Okay.
Well, I have right now. I have the herbs under her nose, so
Okay.
I'm right up next to her.
So at this point, from the time that her breathing stopped until this next moment, I would probably say a good, maybe only 3 to 4 minutes have passed. Not very,
4 minutes?
not very long. It's very quick.
Wow.
4 minutes.
a long
is
time to not breathe.
eternity.
though.
Is
Yeah,
it
long time to
though?
not breathe.
So
Oh,
Well, with
suddenly,
her
No brain-
con.
As long as you're under 5 minutes, there is no brain damage.
right?
Okay.
Exactly. So
well, I'm
Mar-
freaking out, man.
So suddenly Mara just takes this massive gas of air, and as she does, her breathing settles pretty quickly. She's still unconscious, no amount of herb waving in her nose has helped with that.
I think I stopped doing that and started doing like chest compressions.
Threw in a little shocking grasp
Right.
for
Yeah.
ventilation.
Yeah.
Shoved a healing potion down her throat, maybe. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, so she is what I would consider, I guess, in terms that would make you guys a little more calm. Mara is stable.
Thank you.
Oh
I was
but she's
waiting for the
currently
next word.
comatose.
Stable.
Yeah,
That would be a first.
she is stable.
Thanks.
So is she like sleeping? I tell that she's sleeping now and that she's not in any danger of dying on me. Mine at 20.
Yeah, she's good.
This whole time, that whole 3 to 4 minutes, Muriel has been like freaking out because she thinks she killed her friend.
Way to go, Muriel.
That was not an easy 3 to 4 minutes for me.
Right?
You may want to smoke my pipe instead.
Yeah, I think I might.
The image in my head is like you and me are both like hovering over her, and when she starts breathing, we both kind of like
I'm
come
like,
back on.
I'm like holding her head in my lap, and I'm like, oh, no, please, no, don't do this to me. I did what you asked. Don't do this to me. I think it would have actually been the first time Muriel started ever praying.
And Terrence is even there.
I know. Terrence is flouncing up on the top deck.
All right.
As she's breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing.
All right. So with Mara now in a stable condition, I would assume that you would probably let her have her rest.
I'll lay her in her. We can lay her in her hammock.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure Muriel's actually gonna do it, but
Yeah, no, I'm not capable of lifting her. No offense.
You want to move her? Why don't we, I would just like leave her here. We'll bring her some blankets,
Even no.
pillow. I don't feel the boat rocking anymore, so I think we made it to the island. So maybe just leave her here. That way we don't move her
Very well.
when we recover.
I will stumble my way to her bunk and find, blanket and pillow and stuff, and bring them and like arrange her.
I'll help you with that.
Yeah, my head is still pounding to the point where like my eyes are a little blurry.
I think at
Again,
this
you may
point,
want to smoke some of this.
Now I'll finish my pipe first. Medicine, then
Okay.
medicine.
Devlin comes
Medicine and
downstairs.
medicine, that's funny.
So, good news. We made it to the island now. So, are we ready to go?
I think no.
Yeah, we need to eat just a little bit. Trail's in pretty bad shape. And Scott, his butt backed across this boat, and
Terrence got his bell rung.
All right, so I would say at this point, by now it's probably later into the evening. The sun is setting.
Why don't we just rest for tonight and then just get off the boat in the morning?
So I've not been above deck yet. Is this island inhabited? Are there people here?
Well, there's smoke, there's tents, and there's plenty of shipwrecks, so some kind of inhabitants are here.
Then we need to place a watch so we don't get snuck up on.
Good. Amaris, follow me. I need you to bring up the anchor again. We are not staying the night right next to the shore where someone can just waddle over and then go and slit our throats.
All right,
We're going to bring the boat out a little bit and then do the... Just follow me.
All right then.
All right,
Devlin's
so
just going to take the ship out into just enough of the deep water that enough of a distance from the shore that no one could potentially just walk up through the shallows into the ship, just enough distance that they would have to swim a good ways to get to the ship, and we could still use cannons as a defense mechanism if needed.
okay. All right, so we'll
So
say
just spend the night on the ocean.
that you've moved the ship probably a good 300 to 400 yards from shore. So probably what math
Half a
teacher?
kilometer or so.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Oceans.
We'll say that long rest is done. So if you want to hit your little buttons, reset your things.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you know it.
I'm gonna roll a con check to see if my migraine persisted.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a 10. What do you think?
Not as bad as it was, but still lingering.
All right.
So I would probably say, at least for the next 12 hours, anything that requires concentration would be at a disadvantage.
That's fair.
Nothing happened during the night in terms of watch or.
I'll take first watch.
I was gonna say I probably would need a little rest, but I can take the middle watch.
I'll take the last watch and kind of keep it out. I'll be looking out to see if Mara wakes up in the morning, as well as keeping my eyes open.
Devlin will take Terrence's, or he'll outright say, "No, you rest."
All right,
Parents
so
will try to argue, but the headache probably won't let.
right, yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll say because you've moved the ship out, 2 people need to take watch. Whoever those 2 people are, just go ahead and roll a perception check and let me know where you're at.
Let's see.
Dirty 20.
All right.
And also dirty 20.
Oh,
There you
good
go.
job, guys.
Right? Yeah. Very quiet night. Very, very quiet night. The seas are fairly calm. It's almost like you're boating on a lake. Not a lot of rocking. Not a lot of back and forth. Not much to report there. So morning breaks. The ship is now moved back towards the shore, and yeah, have at it.
Devlin will, after he puts the ship into port, quote, quote, will then spend 10, 20 minutes at the helm, just meditating. Right. Gander, we're at the island.
As soon as we port, Raj is gonna jump off and kind of scout a little bit.
Yeah, I think Terrence probably would want to do that with him.
Towards
I don't think Geoffrey was done.
Oh, sorry, Joffrey.
Devlin is going to just ask, all right, Gander, we're here. Where to now? And just get whatever direction prompting.
Got it. Let's see. How would he word this without just completely giving it away? It's not a big island.
You never know. They kind of buried this knowledge.
So just in the back of your mind, you hear the familiar voice that just says locals.
Really? Locals? Hey!
I'm gonna check on Mara, see if she's awake or if she's stirring.
Muriel's already there.
So if you're both there, you can go both make medicine checks. Let's just have fun with this.
I was waiting for an initiative check.
You both roll initiative.
Weeks in a row.
Against what?
12 total.
12.
17 total.
Alright, well, no change in Mara's condition. She is still unconscious but stable. Breathing seems like it's fairly normal, and as best as you can tell, I mean, she's just out.
At least she's still breathing, and seems like she's sleeping, breathing. It's not like anything painful or anything. I think she's stable.
Can I very carefully cast detect thoughts and do the surface read sort of thing on her sleeping self?
Yeah,
see
sure.
what I get?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
I'll
It's
cast
getting
detect
scarier
thought.
every time he does that.
I love how he
Okay.
said you can certainly try.
I know.
That's the part I'm talking about.
I know, and like there's a chance I might not, get anything from it. I accept that. I cast detect thoughts, and I don't want to delve into her deeply again because she's been through enough.
It was scary the first time.
I had her well under control.
You now.
So as you delve in, you don't get much. You get a slight sense of happiness and peace, but nothing else.
Very different from the mind I was ejected from yesterday.
And that's
I
it.
tell
No other
I
thoughts.
tell Albus, I take my hands off of her head and I look at Albus and I say, she's happy. She's the most peaceful I've ever felt her. What's happening in there? And I lightly tap her on the forehead. What are you doing in there?
Now roll initiative. I'm kidding.
I'll put my hand on Muriel's arm and just tap it lightly, like, you did good. Is that you did good?
You call this doing good?
Her mind is happy.
I
Her mind
rendered
is
her
at
friend
peace.
unconscious. Comatose victims are probably happy, Albus. We don't know how
She's
long
not
she's going to stay
comatose.
this way.
Her breathing is stable.
We have no idea how long she's going to stay this way, and it's my fault.
Other than
Maybe
the rage,
I could have been more gentle. I could have done it some other way. I could have 1,000 different things could have gone differently. Point is, this is my fault, and she may never wake up again, and that'll be my fault too.
really, you told me when I asked for the worst case scenario, you told me that you could both, lose your minds. And this sounds like very, very far away from that. So I will call this a win. We can just hope that she wakes up soon.
I don't want to leave her. Someone's got to stay behind. If we're going to go on this island, one of us at least should stay behind so that she doesn't wake up and she isn't afraid.
I absolutely agree with that. How are you feeling?
I've got a splitting migraine. It's probably best that I don't have to engage for a while. But at the same time, I feel like I could still be useful, but not my full self. This headache is messing with my ability to concentrate.
Here are my thoughts. So, if you are hurting, then definitely stay. If you wanted to go, if you felt like you wanted to go and do something productive, I can stay and I can work on another potion.
I can work on a potion too. I did have a great teacher.
Slow your roll there. 2 days, so won't be sufficient.
No, but perhaps I could get it started for you.
That's true. That is very, very true. Definitely do that. So up to you though. But I wanted to let you know, if you wanted to go, I will stay and be productive and be totally fine. Watch over her. If you need to stay and rest as well, you can stay and rest. So this is in your hands.
I, as Stephanie, don't want to miss out on the adventure, but I, as Muriel, probably see the wisdom in staying behind.
This thing's great. We're gonna split up again.
I know. I look at Mara's like still and stable form, and I say, "Girls' night." I'll do your nails while you're unconscious.
Roll initiative.
That's right.
That's when she wakes up and just kicks me across the face.
I'm sorry, my computer hates Discord. It kicked me off. What were you saying?
I looked at Mara and I said, "Girls' night."
And then she said she'd do her nails while she was sleeping. And I said, roll initiative.
I'll pat Stephanie's arm and I'll just remind
Muriel's
her.
arm.
Muriel's arm. I would, and then I will.
Who's Stephanie? I take psychic damage.
Stephanie.
That's right.
It's fine. I'm kidding.
And I'll quickly re-explain I'll just quickly quiz you on the beginning stages of setting up the potion.
Yep.
Grab my stuff and head up to the.
Did I roll for that? What do I roll to remember how to make this potion? Maybe
Intelligence?
History.
It's not really a history check.
I mean, it's in the past, so
Make a insight.
Okay. All right, I'll guide myself on top of that just for giggles. 18 total.
Yeah, I'd say you remember pretty well.
I can definitely get us through the initial stages, and you're welcome to take it over.
Okay. All right, please let me know if he wakes up. I'll check in with you throughout the day, though. I have this spell that allows me to check in for at least a little. I'm sort of close to the bed.
I have the one that's a little bit stronger. I think to a degree doing this with Mara has opened my mind in new ways. I can reach you as long as you're on the material plane.
Okay, then you let me know anything.
I'll check in at noon.
Grab my stuff and I will go on deck.
Hey, Albus. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
For not blaming me.
Oh, if you had messed up, I would have blamed you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I turn around and go up the rest of the stairs. All right, so what are we doing?
Waiting for you lot to get going. We're all going to shore.
And Raja are already on the beach.
Oh,
Yeah,
what could possibly go wrong with that, I wonder?
That's what I'm wondering.
we decided to head in opposite directions of the beach just to cover more ground.
Yeah, just to make sure everything's good.
Oh,
You
good
know.
lord.
Not the one
Not
with
too
actual
far. I'd
experience
say
scouting.
like 500 feet or so.
Yeah.
I'll turn Tony
Just
back
half
into
a
a
football
staff real
field.
quick.
All right,
Where's the
so
lady of pink?
so I'm gonna have you guys make perception checks since you have already headed off.
Well, I got a 14.
Okay.
Are they always like this?
I think he's talking to you, Albus.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at where we are. I was trying to see where we were. Pretty much. They kind of think they're invincible, so hopefully I don't suffer from that delusion.
I was going to put together a very rudimentary carrier where we could bring the Lady of Pink with us. We could all go together, but we would need 2 strongmen for that. And no, they just had to go gallivant off with no idea where we're supposed to go. I'm the one with the bloody map. Which no.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to bring Mara. Muriel's going to stay here with her just to keep her safe and keep an eye on her. And she has the ability to let me know if anything goes wrong or if anything changes. So those 2 are going to stay on the ship.
I don't like this. Did Omaris leave yet, or is he still sticking around for the moment? Omaris, are you still on the boat?
I'm still on the boat, yeah.
You're staying on Mars.
Oh, no, I was still on the boat about to go off.
That's what I
I
thought.
was waiting for Joffrey and Alex and the rest of them.
Be gone with you.
I was
before
being patient. I was being patient, unlike those 2.
Right.
Raja and Terrence are not known for their patience.
Definitely
No.
not. We swing first, ask questions later.
And that's what I love about you boys.
Sometimes
well-
we just don't even ask the questions.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to swim to shore because there's only 2 boats, and we need to make sure that Muriel has a boat in case she needs to
Actually.
leave. So,
I know I can. Let me think. Hang on. Do I have fly? Let me
I
check.
thought we were in shallow enough waters that.
I'll just send a message to the boys and have them bring the boat back, pick us up, and we can all go over. I'm going to cast message and point at them. I'm going to point at Terrence and go, "Hey, Terrence, Mr. Shiny, forgot us."
Holy himbo strikes again.
Of course, Terrence is looking around for Albus.
Come back to the boat and pick us up.
Terrence is still looking around for Albus. Where is this guy? And he just kind of turns around and is like, okay. And he starts walking towards the boat. He doesn't know if he can talk back or.
I'm guessing we saw nothing.
Yeah. Not from just being on the beach, no. You notice along the beach that there are, obviously the shipwrecks, as Devlynn had explained. Now that you're a little bit closer, you can tell from the ship size vary from kind of small, maybe 1 to 2 person sloops, up to possibly almost maybe just shy of like a galleon size. So fairly large ships have washed up on these shores. You do notice that there are markers kind of leading up from the shore. You can.
Are we on the southwest side of the island where between the 2 ships?
Yes.
That's where we are? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check from where I am on the boat to determine what perhaps might have been the cause of all these ships sinking?
I mean, you can if you want.
Never mind.
that's his way of saying, "Oh, you want a name?"
Yeah.
Nah. I just wanted to look for like teeth marks in them, is all. As I am adrift.
Yeah.
On my own.
So with your
With a
might.
comatose teammate.
So with your mighty 6, you don't notice much.
My balmy gentleman 6.
You notice that most of the ships are split in 2. That's about it.
Well, that could have its own set of repercussions.
Yeah.
I get back to my potion.
There you go.
How dense is the forest or
So
the green? Like, can I see like even a little bit in there from the shoreline, from the shore there? Or?
So from the shore, it goes up a fairly steep hill that looks to be maybe a few hundred yards long. You can see smoke coming from the top of the trees. It's kind of billowing itself around as it runs through the canopy. You really can't see much else. If you look over to your northeast and northwest, the jungle gets fairly thick in either of those directions, so it seems like whatever's there, inhabitant-wise, has made kind of that central portion kind of their clearing, if you will.
I look around and see if I'm looking to see if there's like faces, people watching us, or if anybody is seeing us, or if there's anything around wildlife or anything that we need to be worried about.
Make a perception check.
So while he's doing that, Terrence is still trying to figure out how he heard Albus and doesn't see him, but he's bringing the boat back to the ship.
Perception, I got a 5.
You got a 5?
Yeah.
You're almost positive that's an island in front of you. That's about all you got.
Raja will. He kind of looks at the incline, half-like structure, and is like, Front door it is then. Gonna walk.
As Terrence is taking the boat back, he turns around and yells at Raja. Raja, wait a minute. We gotta go together as a team.
Don't worry, I'm not going far.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, I love it.
As we leave, Devlin will. So, Amaris, you did ask how the ship will have a name.
Yes.
Oi, Muriel! Just for your information, if for some reason anyone else comes aboard, this is the
Yes?
Duck Eternal.
The Duck Eternal.
Aye, that's the
I
name
would've-
of this ship, the
I
Duck
would've
Eternal.
I would have thought Big Duck Energy would have been a better choice, but come
That's why I'm in the naming conventions, boy.
If you don't come back, I'm renaming it.
Well, then, good luck with the flag.
Oh, wasn't ready for that. I was not.
What flag?
I was not prepared.
No one ever is for me, Brandon.
Oh,
no
that's
one ever
great.
is.
I don't even remember the actual name of the ship now.
Duck
The
Eternal.
Duck Eternal.
Duck Eternal. Okay.
Is there a flag? Is that what you're talking about? Is there an actual flag on the ship?
I mean,
I'm gonna-
Joffrey
I'm-
said something about a flag, so
Yeah.
I'm like,
What's
Yeah,
the
no,
flag look like?
I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
looking
look
up
it up.
toward
Do
where
we,
a
have
flag
to,
would
do
be.
we have to hit perception to figure out what this flag looks like?
Come on.
That's a good question, Brandon. as half the party's in the rowboat now leaving the ship.
That's
another
true.
half's now.
That's true. I would say Muriel would not need perception since she is at the boat. The other ones, yeah, you guys, since you're off of the boat, you would.
24.
18.
8.
21.
So Albus isn't even sure there's a flag up there.
Boat?
I
What
can see
boat?
colors. I can see colors like that.
I hope your roles change.
Poor
Uh,
Albus.
Hey,
So
we've been
great.
doing fantastic all night except for these perception ones.
I know.
yeah, all right. Devlin, talk about this
So-
flag.
Muriel, as Devil makes the comment of holding good luck with the flag, you look up as the rowboat goes away and you see a divided flag. Half the flag is black, half the flag is red, with a vertical line dividing the two. There's a white skull in the upper part of the black flag, and then a other skull divided on the red half lower that looked like a flag had gotten torn, and the skull is now in two pieces.
Okay. Does it look like it's actually been torn and sewn together?
It does not. It gives the
Okay.
illusion of
It's
a torn
just a-
flag.
It's a
But-
creative decision. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. And I
And
look
that's-
up and I think, I wonder how this guy's so divided.
Is it a duck skull?
Oh no, it's a pirate skull.
Nice.
Hey, what?
Terrence, in his mind, says, "I'm gonna have to take issue with this and talk to him later."
I'm admiring the colors.
That's insurance. You can yell at me later. That is insurance.
Well, how do you mean insurance?
Well, you're on the
Yeah.
boat now. Yeah.
yeah,
What would you mean by
yeah,
insurance?
you can't hear that part.
That is the flag for one of the most feared pirate lords of these seas.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
And you left me alone on a target.
Oh no!
Fantastic.
When I say most feared pirate lord, I sailed under him. Most pirates, if they see that flag, will think twice before attacking a ship like that, bearing that
I'm-
color.
Unless it's virtually unoccupied.
And to be fair,
Not
you,
here,
you
sorry.
left you on that ship.
That's right.
Sure did.
What's this? Who's this most feared pirate lord?
He goes by Torn Sail, and he crews the Ravagé. That there is the flag of the Ravagé fleet. The largest pirate fleets out there. There are done with them. That's how I have the flag. I only put that up there just in case no other pirate would go looking and getting curious at a wee little sloop on its own. If they see the Ravagé...
So, Devlin, I have to ask, what happens if he shows up and asks us about it?
Well, I served under him. I'll think of something. I was part of the fleet at one point in time, so it's natural for me to have it. Again, it's mostly insurance just to keep other pirates that might be snooping around to not attack the ship on our way over.
What's his name again? Lord what?
It doesn't matter. His name's Tornsail. Pirate Lord Tornsail.
Tornsail.
And he
Why does
cruised.
that sound familiar?
Of the Ravagé fleet.
Jay.
That was just put up there for insurance.
Terrence looks over at Albus. Hey, Albus, what was the name of that pirate that attacked us before we went to the other?
Deepwater.
Okay.
Unrelated.
Right.
Oh, so you've heard of that occurrence. Tell me, is the one who is Albus Legend? I'm not even there. Is Albus Legend among the people of the pirates of Deepwater for the fireball that he threw on that deck? I wonder. Is the little gnome with hands ablaze something that fears?
That's
If
a
he's
no.
not, at some point he will be.
Yes.
All right, so I'd say at this point, definitely enough time. Yeah, definitely reached the shore. So now we have. Oh Lord, who's on the shore? Everyone except Mara and Muriel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
DMs.
And Roger's about 50 feet up the hill.
Okay.
Not much further, but
It's a stag party on the island.
Right. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So,
Test that out.
so now that you kind of made your way up a little bit, go ahead and make another perception check, and then anyone that wants to make.
I'm not
Okay.
even sure we're on
Go
the
ahead.
island. I got a 6.
You think you're on the
that's only a
continent?
12.
Perception?
I made a 15.
Hey.
I made a 17.
18.
Okay. So collectively, good enough.
No.
Everybody's leading.
Barely.
You don't see anybody, but you definitely get the feeling that you're being watched. Like, just in the instance that you turn around quickly because you think you saw somebody beside a tree. You take a second look, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, I'm definitely on guard.
Hope your diplomacy skills are up to snuff because evidently we need to find the locals for the next
I
step.
hope so. Terrence, Raja, if people show up, let me try and talk first before you start swinging. Okay?
Unless they swing first.
second.
So, yeah, okay, but you do realize that I'm pretty good at that too.
I know, that's fine. If talking stops working, I will go right behind you and you can swing to your heart's content. But we are down two of the really two of our best fighters, so we do want to avoid conflict if possible.
Would Mara's voice be in the back of Terrence's mind, just being like, remember, not everything has to end with violence?
and that's exactly. I look over at Albus. Remember, Albus, not everything has to end in violence.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds insincere coming from
Right.
parents. I'll be perfectly frank.
That's right.
Well, not everything can change at once.
Right, so the group makes its way up the hill a little bit further, and you kind of crest up this 100 yards or so, and now you can see kind of this larger, almost encampment, if you will, large buildings. Here, let me get you flipped over. So if you're looking at Roll20, let me transition so our fine folks at home can see. There's a fairly large kind of central area where there are several mats on the ground. Large bonfire sits in the middle. Several different tent structures, very well made, very, very well made tents. Palisade walls around a very large, two large tents towards the back that seem to be reinforced with almost like a mud brick type bottom and just covered with canvas up top. Kind of various altars throughout. And just kind of as you get a little bit closer, you start hearing voices. And give me our marching order. Who's first, second?
I assume
the
Raja,
boy.
first.
Raja and Terrence are up front. Yeah.
I guess Devlin will be behind them just because he's the map and he's trying to unsuccessfully keep the probably like
I'll be behind Devlin.
Okay.
And I'll be next to Albus.
Okay. All right. So as you guys make your way up, you're suddenly approached by two stern figures. Fairly.
When you good.
Fairly tall, and if you're looking at them, pointy ears, definitely not like any elf that you've ever seen. Very large face, very large build, and these two are just in almost not really like a full set of leather armor, but they're holding wooden spears, not at you, just more carrying them. And as you approach, one takes his hand, puts it out in front of him, and just says, hold on, who are you?
So Terrence, at this point, remembering what Albus said, says, "Hi, I'm Terrence. What's your name?"
Yeah.
they always do to everybody he
He does. Yes, he does.
I feel like that's just how he's gonna introduce himself to everybody.
So he.
Everybody's a friend.
So the first
Tell me your
guard,
story.
he says, "Well, my name is Red. Redd, if you want to write it down." And this guy here to my left, this is Eric.
Rated.
I'm still here.
Okay, you got quiet.
I threw him with the name thing again. You'd think he'd be prepared by now.
I'm.
Seeing these creatures,
Hey,
Raja just.
I actually have them wrote down this time. I was prepared.
Yay.
Raja just kind of tilts his head at these strange creatures he's never seen before. Like,
And it's funny because they're doing the exact same thing to you,
oh, I'm sure.
but
Just tap
it's
Raj on the shoulder and say, "Don't stare, it's impolite."
well, what business do you have here on our island?
Well,
Gander.
we just landed here and kind of wanted to meet people, say hi,
Got any wampum?
see if there's any supplies that we could get. Got a little bit of a
Four.
crack in the bottom of the ship.
He meant trade for. Bye. trade for.
Oh, by the way, this is our little friend Albus. Albus, come up here.
Alvin, hello. Hi, Red. Hi, Eric.
So, if Albus was to walk towards, so just as I guess kind of a reference, if you will, if Albus was to walk up to them, he might come up to their knee.
Oh, good.
So they're about Raj's height.
Yeah,
They're slightly taller than Raja.
larger than Raja and larger than Terrence.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Where-
it's not often Raja gets to look up at
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
So he's a little intrigued by this, like, a challenge.
so we're no longer the big guys on the island.
Right. Yeah. No, it's very
speak
very
for
apparent
yourself,
very
Terrence.
quickly, right?
That wasn't me saying it out loud. I was just making an idea.
I know, I just couldn't pass that up.
Yeah, I know. so Terrence looks at Albus. Do you still want to be the one to talk to them?
As long as you're not swinging. Hi, guys. Sorry to interrupt. We didn't realize that this island was occupied. Is it just the two of you guys? Or, I mean, it looks like a pretty big village for just two of you.
Oh no, there's just about an entire village here.
I wouldn't have guessed that. No, would not have guessed that. You guys been here long? I mean, Devlynn.
Devlynn will come and he'll. Good strike. Good strike.
Which one's close? Which one's closer to me at the moment?
From where
Red or
you're
red?
at, red is the closest to you.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Red and be like, feel free to drop kick him out of your way if he's annoying.
So
He's perfect punting size.
So Eric was the one that was just speaking. He, just from his look, seems to be probably the more inept of the two, for sure. So they just kind of look you up and down. Doesn't take much. They both just kind of look and wave you forward, and they turn their back to you and they start walking into the village.
Friendly bunch.
They didn't spear us, so I would say yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. All the time in his head's going, okay, what no, what no, what no. I'll say to as the party's moving with
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
Devlynn, why are we here? Devlynn, what are we looking for here? I mean, I can, pull things out of my hat if I need to, but what are we supposed to look for?
So as you get closer, you the thing in your head, Gander, no responses from him.
Glitty. He's letting me figure it out.
And as you kind of make your way in, now that you're kind of in, I guess, the village proper, if you will, definitely a lot more active now that you're close. Children running about from tent to tent, kind of peeking around, looking at these weird ass looking people that just showed up.
Language.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And they're just like little kids, right? Just kind of laughing and snickering and pointing at all these people that just showed up that they don't recognize. And you notice the children. You notice some adults, and they're just kind of going about their day. You've got some that are over large stoves. It looks like they're cooking. You've got some that are kind of at tanning racks, kind of dragging down and working the leathers, and just normal village life, if you will.
So just so you know this, we're walking. I mean, anybody who's within earshot, Terrence has got a big smile on his face, trying to be a friendly guy. nodding at them, waving at them, laughing with them, telling them, "Hey, my name's Terrence. What's your name?" kind of thing. Generally trying to be the friendly paladin that he's supposed to be. At the at the very least, that's Terrence. That's what Terrence is doing.
But any chance we pass like an armory or a forge?
Not that you can see. So as you make your way kind of into that central portion where you're now kind of what I would call the village center, where the bonfires are, and from the north end of the community, you see two figures that emerge from the two round tents in the back and are making their way towards you. They stop probably 10 to 15 feet away. One's male, one's female. Both of them dressed in leathers adorned with various greenery and flowers. It runs kind of up the nape of their neck and into their hair, kind of these vines that are intertwined in it. The woman speaks first. She says, "Welcome to our village, outsiders. My name is Tristna Winterbirth, and my compatriot here, Mara. Would you like to introduce your..."
Say what?
Yeah,
What?
sure. Yes, my name is Erlin Starflow. I'm so happy that you guys are here. I've been waiting so long for you.
Terrence is taken aback, going, "Waited for us? How did you
Yes.
know we were going to be here?"
Yes, I got a call from Yahweh to be an adventurer, and he told me to wait until something happened, and I think you guys are the thing.
Terrence immediately starts walking towards him. Yahweh? Did you say Yahweh? He's
Yes.
excited. Like, haven't met too many other people.
So as you make your way closer, Tristna puts herself in between you two. Almost not as an act of threat, but almost as an act of caution of, here comes this massive person in metal armor coming towards.
Terrence slows down and puts his arm up and says, "Look, I'm a paladin of Jehovah. So I just want to shake hands. I just want to worship together. I'm excited. I don't get to meet very many people."
Make
I put my-
persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, my 11.
Erlin's gonna put a hand on her shoulder. I don't remember what her name is. I'm sorry.
Tristna.
Krishna, sorry. Look, it's okay. Yahweh told me that these are the people. Like, I'm so sure of it. And I'm so excited.
Very well, I suppose. And she just moves to the side, and as she does, you can just hear just this almost just
Don't mind her. She can be a little stuffy sometimes.
like every mother
And you guys
ever.
are?
Yeah. So Terrence puts his hands out. Yahweh bless you. And as a kind of a greeting. He's not sure what to do at this point because he just
Erlin
Not sure.
grabs Terrence's hand and like gives him one of those like bro hugs. It's so good to meet you. What's your name?
Terrence.
Ah,
So
Terrence.
You have a great village here. This is awesome. I love it here.
Raja's a little concerned about how friendly these folks are being, but he's just going to look and be like, I'm Raja.
Rest assured, you don't have to worry about us. We are a very, very peaceful folk.
So as that comment is made, you hear Trisna basically choke from coughing so hard. She's just like,
Shut up, Trista.
Devlin's going to roll insight on this. He's just kind of not saying anything, just gauging the entire situation.
yeah, go for it.
Aim.
Hey. That's a 6.
Well, as far
Hold
as
on.
you know, everything
on.
is hunky dory.
How's a 15?
A little bit better. You definitely get that there's probably a little more to it. Given that as you kind of start looking around, there are various skulls that are planted on various stakes in and
Yes,
around.
the peaceful people.
Yes.
Can I kind of try and read like the crowd? Like, are we like being set up to be sacrifices? Are we like are we the flies in the spider web? Like, can I read the crowd, see what the general atmosphere is?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to have you roll there, because insight seems a little weird. But I guess, yeah, let's go insight.
Nope. That's going to be a big old 8.
A big old 8?
Yep.
Yeah, so you don't notice the giant cauldron in the middle that they're, like, chopping up carrots and tossing in, a la, like, the cartoons.
It's a humanoid foot sticking out of the cauldron.
They're stirring it with a leg.
So, as excited as Terrence is, he's still led by the Holy Spirit, and still believes that spirit will talk to spirit, and so as he's doing all this, one of the things that he does is he uses one of his features. I think it's a feat.
I don't think you've taken a feat.
It's called where is it?
Incense.
Sense.
No, there's a divine sense. Yes. So I'm going to use divine sense because, well, quite honestly, there is a lot going on around here. So I cast divine sense.
Remind me what divine sense does.
All right. Divine sense. The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. The vampire count anyways. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. You can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses. So I have 3 uses of this.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So within the 60 feet, you don't sense any evil. Nothing seems to be desecrated. Even the skulls that are around don't register as desecrated.
Okay, but do I sense any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of in general, yeah. For what you can sense, and you're surrounded by good.
Okay.
Excuse me, Erlen, was it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry, Devlin. Question: is there a village elder or someone of importance that we could talk to? We have a rather time-sensitive mission to get around to. So, if you could point us in their direction,
So,
we greatly appreciated it.
so Trisna kind of pops back around and goes, "Ahem."
Oh, is that you?
Yes.
Do you mind if we have a word?
Voila.
Very, very well, come along. She makes her way back into the back tents where both her and Erlin made their way out of.
Come on.
I'm following Devlin at this
Yeah,
point.
we're following him.
All right. So as the group makes its way into the tent, there's a just kind of a small to mid-sized fire that sits in the middle of the tent. There's no seating or anything like that. It's just animal furs, kind of line the perimeter, if you will. There's a small table towards the back with various foods on it. And as Trista kind of walks in and settles herself kind of in the center towards the back, basically staring straight at the door, she kind of waves her hands quickly and just kind of raises her fingers up like this, and suddenly several small sprouts, almost tree trunk size, kind of shoot from the ground and curl back in quickly. And she sits down on one as she makes seating for everyone around the fire.
Amara should like this.
I'll sit down cautiously.
I have to scramble up. Like, are they like all the same size, or is there one Albus size?
No, she made one that's just over ankle height for normal people.
Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna have a vision of like him trying to get into like a high chair type of thing.
Terrence is going
All right,
to
I'll
sit next to Ellis. Is it Ellis?
Erlin.
Me?
Erlin.
Yeah,
Erlin.
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 Is going to sit next to Erlin.
Devlin is next to Trishna, or is close to Trishna.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So have at it.
But may I take the first one?
Absolutely.
Lady Trishna,
Yes.
I cannot speak to our paladin friend here, but I can attest that he is a holy man, and for a holy man to arrive on your island, and I do not know the context and circumstances that Ellen here has come upon your lovely little village, but for a man stating that he is waiting for one of Jehovah to arrive, and then holy man of Jehovah to arrive, may this lead credence to the words I'm about to say next. We are here for a reason. I and these men have been sent to seek the gold dragons.
So there's a
Clearly,
Jehovah
has
short
a hand in
pause. There is a short pause in between your statement, and she just slowly kind of nods her head. She says, "Well, there certainly were dragons upon this island. The last one has been, seems, several years now. They used the temple that's within the jungle. But that was before the darkness. That was before it changed."
Oh, do you care to elaborate a little?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That is a 15.
So she stands up, walks back to her table, and kind of starts preparing food. You can hear her kind of shaking about. She kind of goes into mom mode, you know, when mom's cooking and she's trying to talk to you like over her shoulder. That time, yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, she's like, yes, indeed. Long ago, there were we had dragons on the island, and there were, oh goodness, there were gold dragons. We knew of several. There were silver dragons here. There were, and she just kind of she just begins to trail off, kind of talking through the dragons, and then she starts just kind of uttering names. She's like, there was Felgar, there was Hilkadusk, there was Rage Flayer, and she's just on it. At this point, almost into like a mumble.
Sorry, not to pry and interrupt this, but what the darkness you mentioned? What happened?
She gets fairly solemn at that point. There were members of this tribe that left and set sail, but returned changed. They brought with them these devious little things, and stormed the temple. And after a week or so, we all started noticing a change in the island, and slowly the island is dying.
Did
I
you
don't
have good
think.
relations?
Did you? Right.
Go ahead.
What was the little things? You know what they were?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like them before. They looked like little dragons.
What color were they?
There were various colors. There were some that were this crimson red. There were some that were black. All the while she's just chopping away.
Self-spirit.
Man, would
I'll
be able to go and look at this temple?
We swore that we would never let any outsiders back in this temple.
Raja. Devlynn will actually turn to who has the egg? Roger.
That'd be Terrence.
That would be me, Terrence. I have it in
Got the bag of
holding.
He'll actually motion for you to come stand next to him.
And he gets up and he goes over there. Walks over and stands next to Devlynn. What is it?
Lady Krishna, we are not normal outsiders. He will snap his finger and coalescing out of a spurt of water in his hand, what looks like a weapon from the deep arises, coalescing into a pick, a war pick that looks like a dragon tooth. I am the champion of the dragon of the deep, Jorgamander. This man here bears the egg of a golden dragon.
So at this point, Terrence is kind of looking over at Devlin like, okay.
I was too. I was just like,
Not sure exactly what just happened, but he feels like he needs to go with it. I think the way everything is going. So he reaches into the bag of holding and pulls out the dragon egg and holds it.
So as soon as you pull the dragon egg out, it begins to shimmer, glow almost. And Tristna and Erlin both immediately face down on the ground towards this egg.
Well, this worries Terrence because if she's a follower of Jehovah, then she shouldn't be bowing. to
Yeah, I
anything
was
else.
just sitting there and I was like, wait a minute. I follow Yahweh. Why would I be doing this?
This is not the normal.
Erlin's a dude, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Erlen. I should have known that. I'm sorry. So he looks over at him and he says, "What are you doing?" Trepidation and worry on his face because he knows what happens to people who bow down to another god.
So Tristna, after a minute, kind of gathers her bearings, begins to explain that the gold dragon who secretly led this tribe for years, which was Hilgadusk. Hilgadusk came to them in basically their form. So appeared to them as their race. And led basically as a tribal leader for years. Like, for them it would have been multiple generations. When Hilgadusk passed, all that was left was an egg that was lost. So this isn't a bow to a god. This is a almost kneeling to them to royalty.
That tends to settle better with Terrence. He understands that. Terrence says, "Okay. Now, can we go to the temple?"
Yes.
Then what are we waiting for, guys? And let's head on up to this temple and see what we can do. Go ahead, Devlin.
I recommend we bring Lady of Pink and Muriel off the ship into the village before we progress into potentially a very nasty situation.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's not get too much spread out.
Yeah. Albus, you talked to me on the beach and you weren't anywhere near me. Can you do that on the ship?
Is it around noon? I said I would check in around noon.
By this time, yeah, it would be roughly probably around noon.
Okay. I'm gonna stand on the deck of the ship with one beaker in my hand and my mug of whatever in the other, twirling the beaker, and I'm going to just mentally cast sending and say, "Oh, Albus, how's fraternizing with the locals going?"
Well, we found out that there's a temple and there's kobolds and there's a darkness. The island's dying. Oh, Devlin's like the champion of some dragon, and
Right about there, you cut off because it's like a 25-foot limit. I'll cast it again, and I'll say, "Yeah, let's keep it a little shorter than that, love. Should I load up Mara and hit the beach?
yes.
Then I will do it."
Are you strong enough to carry her? Is the question.
I mean, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Is there another boat that you could?
Yeah, we left a boat
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
I specifically mentioned there are 2 rowboats
Got it.
for the sloop. We took one, leaving one explicitly for
Yeah.
Muriel and for Mara.
Got
I
it.
made
They
point to and meant to say that.
And
He did.
actually, instead of using spell slots to cast sending, since the telepathic speech ability for me is within 4 miles, I'm going to use that instead.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
That's a high level slot.
So probably within, I would say, a couple hours, just given the fact that, Mara's out, Muriel's not super strong, it's going to take a little bit longer to
Yep.
row.
Muriel
listen,
shows up
stop
on the
me.
beach puffing with her hair just plastered to her forehead, sweat dripping.
Yeah.
You guys better have a really good excuse.
Starfish stuck to her face. Just like this.
Devlin will
Just
peel the
reel it
starfish
up and
off.
just wing it into the surf.
Yeah.
Just-
I really want to mock Muriel, but have anything.
I would watch your tone, Dragonborn. My eyes will literally cut you.
Like to see them
Literally
try.
staring darts.
Alright,
So
so
I take it that we're down there at the beach, or
yeah, by this
I'm
point,
assuming you met me.
by the
Yeah, we're at
yeah,
the beach.
so by this point, you've moved in, kind of inward, in island wise.
so then I just want to so Terrence will be the one to reach into the boat and pick Mara up and carry her wherever we need to go. So at this point, he's feeling something. He's not sure what, but he feels like he needs to be the one to carry Mara. Don't tell me. Roll initiative.
Right.
Google says it'll
Exactly.
take some into the way to figure it out.
I left the potion on a burner. It should be like on a simmer until we get back. If not, I've wasted a few hours of work.
As long as we're not gone for a couple days, we should be okay.
A
Well,
one.
there's that potion.
What's the SpongeBob one?
I'm not worried about the
big
passion.
deal?
I'm worried about my boat.
Got the fire on it.
It was a tea light. Calm down. I put it over a bucket. It's cool. I would have definitely fashioned like a sunbrella for Mara's face because I'm sure she cares about her complexion. And the beach is hot.
Yeah,
Oh no,
bear with-
you're muted, Kyle. There you go.
Were you
Try
expecting
again.
me to say something? I mean, Mara's unconscious, and
No, I
I've
said
I've got
Kyle.
Erlin right here. Oh, okay. I was like, because Kyle
Ky-
started yelling at me, and I was just like,
I couldn't hear
what do
Kyle.
you want
I
from me?
saw, no, I saw Kyle's mouth moving, and I realized he was muted. Did you say something, Kyle?
Nah, I'm good.
Not to us.
Okay. Oh, okay, fair. Okay, I shake the sweat out of my robes and I flip my hair and I say, "So, will you catch me up on what happened, please?"
So we shall. I'll tell her what happened and do say this ever prestidigitation on Muriel and help clean her up a little bit.
Oh, thank you, Albus dear.
All while
One-
making our way to the temple.
First impressions matter, as you know.
We're gonna make our way to the temple, so
While we're on our way to the temple, I'm just gonna look around while we're walking there and grab natural ingredients like bark and hopefully find some what's that ingredient I need again? And hopefully find some mistletoe.
oh, I got that in my back pocket.
Wait, I have a question for the druid. Would
Yes.
not druid craft
one?
allow you to create mistletoe and utilize a spell component?
If so, that'd be very broken.
I mean, it's just one little sprig of something. Like,
Erlin has mistletoe. He uses mistletoe too.
Huh.
So we can share.
Yay.
Oh, goody.
The reason I'm saying that is because I have a feeling we're going to need the good berry.
yeah.
Berry.
Yeah.
I think we're
How
going to
many
need the good berry.
skulls are scattered throughout this island, or is it just around the village?
Probably upwards of, I mean, from what you can just see, probably
lot.
a few
We should ask her
hundred.
about that.
A lot.
Respect.
Now, is Erwin with us as we're traveling?
Of course.
He's guiding us, I assume.
He's been
Okay.
he's been waiting for you guys forever.
That's what I was thinking.
Of course he's here.
I'm
These
so
skulls are
curious
these
for your
skulls
story.
like humanoid or more cobalt?
Say that again.
The skulls that are on pikes, are those humanoid or cobalt?
There's a mixture of everything. There's what appears to be some humanoid, from small to very large. There's various animal. Some look feline in nature. Some look more almost like deer skulls. A couple of them are small that appear reptilian. So yeah, I mean it's just a smattering, if you will.
A hodgepodge.
A little bit of everything all of
Yeah.
the time.
It's
Raja
glory.
feels like he's walking through like a very ancient battleground, and it's slightly unnerving how many skulls are around here. For him.
Mario looks at the tall brown one and looks him up and down and says, "Hello, I'm Mario. What's your name?"
Hello, Erlin Starflow.
Pleasure.
It's so
Charming.
exciting to finally meet you guys.
Yes, charming place you have here. Love
Yes, thank you.
love your decor. Love your style.
Actually, quite nice.
Where did these skulls come from, Erlin? Like, were they from various battles? Were they from one large battle?
Brandon, did you have like a thing? I don't know where you're going with it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I more or less just want a history of their people, aside from what I learned about the dragons from Albus. Give me the lowdown.
Well, like from what I read, like we're very peaceful people, but apparently Brandon's like, nuh-uh. So I don't
Right?
know.
Actually, I feel like I should ask. What exactly is your people?
What are they called again? Kobolds?
They're
Fearbolgs. That's what they're called.
Furbolgs.
Yes.
Fireball.
No,
Yeah, we're
Fearbolg-
like
Fearbolg.
A giant.
like a giant and an elf like smashed together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Still
I
medium
mean, Terrence
sized.
probably wouldn't know that, but I do.
Oh, medium sized but tall.
It's always good to see something I haven't seen before.
If I remember correctly, I'm a little taller than Raja, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
he's
never-
actually got to look up to you.
So by this point, the group has made their way into the temple. So as you get close, no doors, rocks and facade have fallen to the outside, so you're able to make your way in, at least into the front entrance, fairly easily.
I will say, if we're on the map, I don't see us.
Same.
I see me
Can't
on
see
the map.
anything.
That's it.
I don't even see that.
So you guys should be
You
at
gotta scroll
the
out.
very
I
you're like
am.
at the very very bottom.
Oh, we have
Oh.
a map.
Are we
There's
like?
no-
I
Are we
see
bringing
these.
Mara with us, or do we leave Mara at the village?
No, Mara's with us. She's
Mara's-
on my shoulder.
You're you're carrying Mara. You
Oh,
didn't
We are
leave
not
her at the
carrying.
village.
No, we are not carrying Mara. We are not bringing a wounded, defenseless comrade into danger, Terrence.
I have a
What were
black
we gonna do
screen
with
my
her?
icon
We're
on
gonna
it.
leave her with these nice cow people.
Call me a
what
cow person?
Listen, look it up. Furbolgs are kind of like mammalian and humanoid smushed together.
That's fair enough. That's pretty funny though.
We're gonna leave her with these nice tan folk.
Ah, that's a furbolg.
Terrence isn't very happy.
She'll be fine.
Terrence is having a really hard time with this.
Not
Do
to
you-
worry, Gold Boy. Not to worry.
Are you
he's-
gonna?
Erwin, who could we leave her with that I would feel comfortable with?
Probably
Trista.
Trista, yeah.
Okay. So Terrence, I guess, would have taken her to Trista's hut and laid her down and looked at Trista and said, "Protect her with your life."
And Mario would have followed up with a please.
Yeah.
So did everybody find themselves?
No, I've only found
No,
me. I
I
can't
can't-
find anything else.
I
don't
literally
even
see
s-
nothing.
I had
Yeah,
my
that sounds
token
good.
for black screen.
It's just total darkness.
Yep, that's what I have.
Hello,
You have
darkness.
to scroll out to find the map and then scroll into it to find.
Aha, I found it. I found it.
Wait,
Oh,
I can see your token, but you're very faint, Terrence. That's probably
I
why
can-
you.
Yeah,
I can see Raja's token, and that's it.
I can see my token, and that's it.
That's
I
because
see bold.
that's because I'm fairly positive that neither of you have dark vision.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
I thought
I
picked
don't either.
Shoot, I thought I picked that.
Now
Dang
you
it.
should,
have,
Mara.
Yeah.
Not Mara.
I'm not
Mara's
Mara.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Mara's
Mara's
sleeping.
sleepy.
Erlen.
If I'm
Erlen.
going in anywhere that has zero light, I'm grabbing my sword and igniting it.
Yes.
So, yes, please.
I guess I can kind of see something, but like Raja's token is like way far away from whatever it is I'm looking at.
I feel like
Ah.
it was-
There we go.
Wait,
I see something now.
I still see
But I
nothing.
still feel like
Oh,
there was
wait,
something
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I
Okay.
don't know why.
Woo,
My
figured
word.
it out.
Well, then I guess Devlin would, since he's realized he also does not have.
Yeah, you might
Dark
not be able to
vision.
move them yet. There, try it now. Can you move your? Can everyone
Can
move
I-
their token?
I
can,
can see.
Yep.
I can see.
I can move.
I can see.
Devlin.
It's a
I can.
miracle.
I can't touch my token.
Ah, there I am.
Oh wait, I disappeared. Oh no. How do?
Yes, I can move myself now.
Oh, hi. And there are several paths.
How do
There's
I
several-
move my token again? I can't see anything.
That's because Raja keeps moving.
Oh.
Stop
Oh,
moving.
that's right.
Stop moving,
want me-
or I will break you.
Stop moving, or Brandon will break your legs.
Riot. Okay, don't try it. You're the DM.
Yeah.
We have torches. We can use those, right?
Hey,
Like they come standard with several
Yeah.
packs.
hey Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Lantern.
Never mind. I'll ask you this after the session.
Can you move it now, Rachel?
I can't see. Raja, come back. Where'd you go?
Not
Raja, come back.
see.
Oh. Am I on the wrong button? Like, what am I?
Are you on the arrow select and move?
Yeah. I still can't do anything.
So I hate to ask this, but it's 7 minutes to 10.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm.
Yeah, this is where we're calling it a night anyway. Rachel, just hang tight. We'll get your token fixed. That way, next time it's just boom and done.
Okay.
Hey, so if you watched us this evening, other than Stephanie's screen like freaking out right now,
Yeah, right.
Really?
Sorry, what am I doing?
Oh, there we go.
There.
it's like you
Sorry.
it's like you went into screensaver mode. It was pretty entertaining. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We will see you next Thursday night, same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night.
Good night.